Hello everybody and welcome to Nerd News, where these two babbling morons talk about your favorite movies, video games, and comic books, all while faking a smile. We would also like to say that nothing is sponsored in this video unless we say so. Now, sit back and enjoy the news. Hello people of the internet, I'm Tommy and welcome to the news. This news is for nerds everywhere on Earth 1218. Here we bring you the news from your favorite universe traveling Time Lords down to the talking sea creatures under the sea. We hope you all are doing good this evening and or morning. Here are some of the headlines for today's episode. Downfall of Nintendo. Spider-Man is back and Dragon Ball Mega Manga Collection is looking cool. I also wanted to say that this news video is not sponsored by anybody. If I want to talk about it, I will talk about it. To start today's video, we have some very important news about the United States President. Donald Trump signed an executive order earlier this month to end the federal funding for PBS, the Public Broadcasting Service, and NPR, the National Public Radio. He says that PBS and NPR are all they're doing is producing biased radical coverage he calls left-wing propaganda. This will affect more than just these companies. It will affect the people that rely on local radio and TV to know what's happening in their state, city, and their neighborhoods. Now, before I go too deep into this, because it is a very touchy subject, and it's very upsetting to a lot of people, I recommend looking onto other news sites, getting your own information, looking at actual documents that exist to try and figure out everything that's going on, because I am only one person. I don't know everything that's going on, especially when it comes to politics, but if you want to help protect the funding for PBS and NPR, please visit protectmypublicmedia.org to take a stand with PBS and NPR. The link to that will be down in the description. But moving on to something not politics related, we have another dog whose birthday it is. This time it is Bella the Doberman. She was a rescue dog that had just turned 8 years old this month. She's brought the internet lots of joy with her silly videos, and I feel like she deserves a lot of love and a lot of rest because she had a lot of fun on her birthday. On her birthday, she got treats and slept for the entire day. So, happy birthday, Bella. You stay safe. Or is it Belle? I'm pretty sure it's Belle. I just messed that up. But we also have another birthday for another dog. Popular YouTuber Ethan Nestor, aka Crank Gameplays, his dog Spencer has just turned 7 years old. And he's a very chaotic but lovable dog, so we wish him a happy birthday as well. Moving on to another YouTuber. The YouTuber music artist Tryhard Ninja is releasing his very first vinyl album. It's on pre-order right now, and if you buy the bundle, it comes with a poster of the album as well. Now, the album will feature 10 songs, all of course about Five Nights at Freddy's. The album itself will also be called The Big Bite. If you're interested in that, there will be a link to that in the description down below as well. Now to move on to something sadder. We have 6 deaths that have happened recently, everywhere from TV show creators to football players. First, we have Noreen Yun. She's the creator of the puppet show Under the Umbrella Tree. She passed away at 85 years old. She was a puppeteer and puppet builder, but she also worked on Read-Along and had a role as Dottie on Sesame Park. Voice actor William Roberts, known for the voice of Vizmir in the Witcher series, and Dormonarch, I think is how you say his name, in the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has passed away. He was 80 years of age. Now moving on to a company owner, Mike Wood, the founder of educational, entertainment, and electronics company for children, Leapfrog, has passed away. He made the childhoods for over hundreds of kids around the world with his toys that his company has made over the course of 30 years, I believe. Either 20 or 30, I don't remember. He passed away at 72 years old. Next we have actress Ruth Buzzi, known for her roles in the Berenstain Bears TV show and for playing as Ruth on Sesame Street. She has passed away at the age of 88 years old. American actor and professional football player Peter Navy Tahusuposo, I think this is how you say his name. I have no idea. I'm extremely sorry if I messed up his name. But he has passed away at 61 years old. Peter played football as a center in the NFL for Los Angeles Rams and the Utah State Aggies for the college football team. But fans knew him as his acting roles as E. Honda in the Street Fighter movie and Yoshi in the TV show Kickin' It. Lastly, Salvadoran YouTuber Ferran Flu, I think is how you say his name. Again, I'm rushing and I'm trying to get this done, I'm sorry. His pet dog, Curly, has passed away at the age of 13 years old. Just a little bit longer and Curly would have been 14 years old. So, as a final message from the YouTuber and for pet owners everywhere, go hug your pet because you have no idea when it's going to be their last day. Now, let's bring it over to the head of film news, Tim Bringer. Go ahead, take it away. No running. Film Corner. Alright, put that up there, and well, that's gonna be good enough. You guys are back! Welcome everybody, I'm Tim Bringer, and welcome to Film Corner. I spruced it up a little bit. I put my stuff on the wall. Look, I got Spy Kids. Oswald, you remember Oswald. Anyway, I have the script this time. We're talking about movies! Hooray! Okay, so, let's see what we got to start with. Okay, so, some stuff that has been shown off at CinemaCon 2025. Now, this isn't everything. This is just what our reporters were able to find. Starting off, we have the reveal of a brand new animated Cat in the Hat TV show. Or not TV show, sorry. Movie. Starring Bill Hader. From what was said about the movie, it is about to expand the story more than the book did. So probably adding some more subplots and random stuff to make it more of a episode and more of a movie. Let's just hope they don't duplicate the live-action Cat in the Hat movie. That was a train wreck. But moving forward, Warner Brothers Animation has also announced that they are developing a Flintstones movie and a DC movie that's starring Nightwing and Red Hood. Sorry. And the movie is called Dynamic Duo. DreamWorks has also announced that they are making a How to Train Your Dragon 2 in live action. That movie is set to release June 11th, 2027. We're also getting a sequel to the 2021 movie Nobody, and that movie will be released August 11th, 2025. So keep a lookout for that later this year. We got some news about Jordan Peele's next movie called Him. Him is a horror sports movie, where a promising young up-and-coming football player is invited to train at an isolated compound of a dynasty's team, aging QB1, quarterback 1, I think is what it was. The legendary, almost retired quarterback takes his protege on a blood-chilling journey into an inner sanctum of fame, power, and pursuit of excellence at any cost. Him will release September 11th, later this year. Now You See Me was a movie franchise that captivated people back in 2013 and 2016, but now they're finally coming out with a third movie. The movie is titled Now You See Me, Now You Don't. That movie will be released November 13th on 2025. We got confirmation that they are making a John Wick 5, and that the next Hunger Games movie, titled Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping, will release November 26, 2026. We got news for a 4-movie event for the Beatles. Each one of the 4 movies will focus on a different member of the band, and their experience with their up-and-coming fame. Every movie will be released in April 2028, and the director for the movie event is Sam Menendez. He is known for directing 1917, the Letterman Trilogy, and American Beauty. As we move away from stuff that was announced during CinemaCon, we got our very first look at the Spider-Man Noir series starring Nicolas Cage. That series will come out 2026, and here's the first and only image we have. A first official image. All the other images that are out there on the internet are leaks from behind the scenes. I will not be showing them here, but they are out there, mostly on Reddit, from what I was able to see. A Goofy movie is celebrating their 30th year anniversary, with the voice actors for Max and Goofy, Jason Martison and Bill Farmer, going on a tour all across the United States. The tour is called On the Road, and it will last up until August of this year. So if you're interested, go get your tickets now, and try to see if you can make it. We got the title for the second Mario movie, and the sequel will be called Super Mario World. The Wile E. Coyote movie that has been rumored to be canceled by Warner Brothers for tax write-offs might have just been saved. The rights to the Coyote vs. Acme movie has been sold to Ketchup Entertainment for $50 million. And with the deal completed, the movie will be released in theaters in 2026. The Minecraft movie has been released to the world, and people are quite literally going crazy for the movie. Theaters have had to clean up shit tons of popcorn and drinks thrown at the theater, and police has even had to escort people out of the theater for being too crazy. But other than that, people are once again saying that critics don't understand video game movies, because all over are people saying that the Minecraft movie was better from what the critics actually said. And from what I heard, there's also talks for a sequel being made because the movie has made millions and millions of dollars. And in my opinion, the movie was very, very enjoyable. There were so many references to the game and memes for the game. And it was just ultimately really stupid, but it was really fun. I give the movie a 3.9 out of 5. It would have been 4 if if they had Dan TDM dye his hair again to be blue. But no. He is in the movie, though. There are a few YouTubers out there. Maybe you could find him. But moving into another video game turned film franchise, the Angry Birds movies are getting a third movie. Angry Birds 3 is set to release winter of 2027. Now, let's hand it back to Tommy for the news of your favorite games. Goodbye, everybody. See you soon. Thank you, Tim. Now, let's transition into the video game news. To start things off, we have an extremely weird game being released soon. It's called Pal World More Than Just Pals. This game started off as an April Fool's joke, but is now a very, very real game. This game will have gooners saying, "There's no laws against the pals, Batman. I could do whatever I want to them." And if you're interested, that game will be on Steam for you to download and play. Now, Nintendo had another Direct, this time focused on the Nintendo Switch 2. And here's I'm pretty sure everything that was announced is on here. But I'm just letting you know now, it is a roller coaster of emotions. What Nintendo has done in the last few weeks since their Direct back in April has had people be like extremely happy, extremely sad, and extremely fucking frustrated. So, let's start with the Switch 2. The Switch 2 has a built-in microphone and has a camera that can be plugged into the Switch. The Switch 2 has a 9.7-inch screen for better resolution, and it can run at 20 frames per second. The console has a whopping 256 gigabytes in it. That's 8 times more than the Switch 1 had. With the Switch 2, the Joy-Cons can be played as a computer mouse. Game chat is now a feature a new online feature from Nintendo that will let players talk with each other while playing Nintendo Switch 2 games. Once game chat is activated, players will be able to press the C button on their controllers to not only start chatting with friends, but to also share their screen and use video chat with the Switch 2 camera accessory or other compatible USB-C cameras, plus more. The camera quality that they've already shown off is not that good, and when you screen share, it looks like you're just showing off a slideshow. It looks extremely laggy, and it is basically Nintendo's version of Discord, except Discord is 1,000 times better at showing your webcam, your video game, and having better mic quality. And as far as we know, there is no regulations for how game chat will be used. So game chat could just have a bunch of people saying curse words and inappropriate things while your kid is playing Mario Kart. So just keep that in mind if you want to buy Nintendo Switch 2. The new Pro controller is also made for this console, and the Switch 2 is set to release June 5th, 2025, so later this year. And it will be, by itself, $449.99. That is a lot of fucking money. Now, let's talk about the games we will get for this console. We will get a new Mario Kart game called Mario Kart World, which is an open world game that will allow you to drive anywhere and race up to 24 drivers. The open worldness is described to be like Forza games. there will be a crap ton of new characters, like the Goomba and the cow from Moo Moo Meadows. Plus, there's a bunch of other characters being added to the game that are just one-off enemies that you would never expect to be added in a racing game nonetheless. Also, from what I can tell, the characters will also have alternate costumes, so that way you're not just the plain old character. The instruction manual for the Switch 2 is also a game called Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. This game will also be a paid-for experience. So if you want to learn all the things that your console can do, you have to pay for a game to teach you. And from what it looks like, the game doesn't even look like a game. It just looks like a glorified, like, museum gallery. Super Mario Party Jamboree will also get a Switch 2 only DLC called Jamboree TV. Kirby and the Forgotten Land will also get new DLC that is Switch 2 exclusive called Star Crossed World. Metroid Prime 4 is also set to release with the Switch 2 alongside the Nintendo Switch 1, so that way you can play this game with the mouse Joy-Cons and try to use your aim and shoot and move and play like how you would on a computer, except on a Switch. Hollow Knight, Silksong, and Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2 will both be playable on the Switch 2, and Deltarune will also have Chapters 3 and 4 release on the Switch 2 alongside it. We got a new Hyrule Warriors game called Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. This game is a prequel to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, explaining where Zelda went during her disappearance. From Software also showed their next game called The Dusk Bloods. Dusk Bloods looks like a game that was inspired by Bloodborne and the Dark Souls franchise. This game will be a Switch 2 exclusive and will release sometime in 2026. Nintendo GameCube games are also coming exclusively to the Switch 2. Games we know are coming so far are The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, F-Zero GX, Soul Calibur 2, Super Mario Sunshine, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Super Mario Strikers, Chibi Robot, Luigi's Mansion, and Pokemon Coliseum. Other games on the Switch 2 are Pokemon ZA, a wheelchair basketball game called Drag X Drive, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, Elden Ring, Hades 2, Street Fighter 6, and Street Fighter 6 will also be getting amiibos for Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly. Split Fiction, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, Cyberpunk 2077, EA Sports Madden NFL, EA Sports FC, and NBA 2K and WWE 2K. Civilization 7, Hogwarts Legacy. Sorry, I had a burp. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, whatever the fuck that is. Borderlands 4, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 Plus 4. They also showed off a SpongeBob-themed skate park for that game. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, Fortnite, Enter the Gungeon 2, Hitman World of Assassination, Project 007, Star Seeker Astroneer Expectations, I think is how you say it. Demon Ex Machina Titanic Syncon, Survival Kids, Katsuno Game Path of Goddess, Path of the Goddess, I think is how you say it. Story of the Seasons Grand Bazaar, Goodnight Universe, Two Point Museum, Wild Cards, Witchbrook, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S, Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, Nubungus Ambitions Awakening Complete Edition, Fast Fusion, Shadow Labyrinth, Radio Remastered The Mystery of the Soulless Army, No Sleep for Commandante from AI The Somnium Files, Arcade Archives 2, Ridge Racer, Professor Layton and the World of Steam, Tamagotchi Life, Tamagotchi Plaza, Human Fall Flat 2, and Reanimal are all games being added to the Nintendo Switch 2. Now that we went through all those games, here are the last two games that I've been dying to talk to you guys about. And these are games that fans have been wanting for years, for like over 10 years. First, we have Kirby Air Riders. We've been waiting for a new Air Riders game for a very long time. And if you don't know, Kirby Air Riders is a racing game where you play as Kirby. The game is also being directed by Masahiro Sakurai. This will be the first Kirby game he has directed in about 13 years, I believe. And lastly, we got a brand new Donkey Kong game called Donkey Kong Bonanza, where you explore the vast underground world by smashing your way through it, bash, throw, and climb through anything in DK's brand new 3D platform adventure game. This game will also be like Super Mario Odyssey, just a little bit different. Sorry, my cameraman's being goofy back there. She's giggling. I don't know what she's doing. It is very cold. This is a quick side note. It's very cold in this room.
It's not freezing, but it's chilly enough.
Yeah, it's pretty... Yeah, we had the fan on and the window open, and I forgot that the window was open.
During rain.
And it was raining, so I think a lot of my stuff got wet. It should be okay, though.
It's flooded in here. There's like puddles.
Nah, it's okay. It's not that bad.
No.
Okay. But moving on, the hype for the Switch 2 Direct did not last very long, sadly, as the prices for everything started to appear. Here's a list. Here's another list for Nintendo. The Nintendo Switch 2 will cost $449.99. That's a lot. The Nintendo Switch 2 with the bundle with Mario Kart World will be $499.99. Mario Kart World by itself is $79.99. Donkey Kong Bonanza is $69.99. The Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controllers will be $79.99 each. The Joy-Con pairs will be $89. I'm not going to say 99 anymore. It's going to get repetitive. The Joy-Con 2 charging grip, whatever the fuck that is $34. The Joy-Con 2 straps, the straps, are $12.99. Joy-Con 2 wheel set, so like the thing you put the Joy-Con in for the wheel, $19. The Nintendo Switch 2 camera with the shittiest fucking quality I've ever fucking seen is $50. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock set is $109. Nintendo Switch 2 carrying case with a screen protector is $34. The Nintendo Switch 2 all-in-one carrying case is $79. And the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter is $29 as well. The price for the games is leading fans to believe that every game is going to be $70 to $80, which is making fans, lots of fans, very, very upset. And lastly, the price for the Switch 2, before Nintendo considered how much it would be with the tariffs going on right now. These are the prices before they included the tax for the tariffs. So what I just said, we don't know how much it's going to be with the tariffs. We have absolutely no idea. So it's going to be way more money. And if you thought that was everything, you are dead wrong. Nintendo has also updated their user agreement, stating that any unauthorized modifications to your Switch 2, they will remotely deactivate your Switch 2, making it completely unusable. So let's say you were trying to fix it because the Joy-Cons were messed up, or the screen was broken, and you try to fix it. And it alerts Nintendo saying something's going on with your console. Well, now, Nintendo can just deactivate your Switch, completely turning it into a brick. And if you buy the Switch 2, you do not own the console. You own the license to play the console. And they can revoke that license at any time. In addition to not owning your console, you will also not own any of the physical media you buy for your Switch 2. The physical cartridges that you buy does not have the game on it. It has a passkey, so that way you could use that passkey to redeem the game on the online store. And also, they can revoke this key and your license to the game at any time. The physical cartridges you buy does not have the game on it. When you buy the physical game, it'll give you a passkey, so that way you can redeem the game on the online store. And Nintendo can also revoke your game license at any time. This also means that your game console will always have to be connected to the internet, completely defeating the purpose of having a handheld console. Because the whole point of having a handheld console is so that way you could play it anywhere at any time. But if it's going to be connected to the internet all the time, you can't fucking leave your house with your games anymore. Why? And just as a reminder, the physical games are $10 more than the digital versions of the game. And you don't even have the game. You have the code for the game. And also, you're not even owning the game at all, even if you have the passkey. Because you're not buying the game. You're buying the license to the game. Same thing as the console. And they also took a page out of Disney's book, where if you buy the Nintendo Switch 2, you cannot sue them normally. If you try to sue them, Nintendo will decide if they were guilty or not. And probably 9 times out of 10, they're going to say they're not guilty, and you're going to be completely lost. And lastly, if your console does get bricked and you can't use it anymore, you have to send them a handwritten letter explaining why you want your console back within 7 days. So let's say you live on the other side of the fucking world and you have to send it to the Japanese headquarters. That ain't gonna reach in time, so you're gonna be screwed. And it's not just in certain areas of the world, it's everywhere for the Nintendo Switch 2. So fans everywhere are starting protests at Nintendo headquarters everywhere. They started at the UK Kingdom, or the United Kingdom headquarters, the American headquarters, and I believe I've heard a couple happen at the Japanese headquarters. But I don't know for sure. But to finally move away from Nintendo stuff, because we've been talking about Nintendo for a little bit too long, let's talk about Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals Season 2 has just been released on April 11th, And with it comes a new battle pass and brand new characters. The battle pass has a gala theme to it, so think like Princess Ball kind of stuff. Um, and the season itself is called the Hellfire Gala. Earlier, I said that we got 2 new characters. These, of course, will be Emma Frost, being a tank class. I forget what the actual name for it is. I'm sorry. And Ultron, which he will be the support class. I don't remember what those are called. It's been a while since I played Marvel Rivals, so I'm sorry. Emma... Oh, it says right here. Sorry. Emma Frost will be a Vanguard, and Ultron will be a support. I'm sorry. I should have read my script a little bit more. The dev team also wants to make the game feel fresh, so they're adding a whole bunch of new team abilities for Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange, Winter Soldier, and Captain America. But with those new team abilities, they also removed a few of the other team abilities. So some team abilities will still be there, and some will not. Plus, there will be newer ones. So, yeah, it will be very cool. I think that's a good idea, because then it keeps the game entertaining, and there's going to be new content added. And if you want the old content to come back, then it will be switched out for another thing. I think that'll be cool. But moving on. In smaller news, Pac-Man has just turned 45 years old. Bandai Namco is celebrating the 45th anniversary with new merchandise, a Pac-Man hair gel, an event at PAX East showing off the new game Shadow Labyrinth, and a Pac-Man crossover stage being added to Tekken 8. Now, the stage is the same stage that we got in Tekken 7. They're just porting it over to Tekken 8. There might be new changes, but as far as I could tell with the trailer and from what I've read about it, there has been no new changes added to the stage. It is just being added to Tekken 8. Fortnite has also just had a major crossover with one of my favorite franchises, Adventure Time. They added Finn the Human, Jake the Dog, Princess Bubblegum, and Marceline the Vampire Queen, along with a bunch of backpacks like the LSP backpack and BMO also being a backpack. But there are also leaks of the game series Yakuza showing up somewhere in the future of Fortnite, maybe as a Battle Pass exclusive, but we don't know for sure yet, because from what I've seen about the leaks, they may or may not be true. They might be just some bogus thing someone said on the internet that some news site has taken seriously. Next, we have some news for Bendy and the Ink Machine. The 2017 game will be brought over to the next generation. Bendy and the Ink Machine will now be playable on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. That will soon release, I believe, later this year. So keep a lookout on the Bendy and the Ink Machine social media pages for an update for when the game will fully release. Next, we got a bunch of LEGO news. Minecraft and LEGO are releasing 6 new sets featuring a giant Enderman, a pillager outpost, a warden set, a TNT house, a giant pink pickaxe mine shaft, and a creeper that comes with a very unique looking pig. That pig, of course, being an Easter egg to the glitch that spawned the creeper. LEGO is also making a blue shell LEGO set based off the item from Mario Kart, alongside a giant LEGO Mario in a giant cart. And that is... Oh wait, we have one more piece of news I forgot to say. I'm sorry. But the Marvel game Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra has been delayed to 2026, most likely because they're trying to fix up some game, like probably glitches, maybe story, but it feels like it's been too far into development, so it might just be glitches with the story. But I don't know. But that is it for video game news. Let's bring it over to Tim, because he has more news for your favorite TV shows. Tim? This was pretty good. Wonder if they made a sequel. Hey! Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tim Bringer. And welcome back to the corner. To start off with the TV shows news, South Park is getting a brand new season premiering on Comedy Central. It will premiere on July 9th later this year, so if you're interested, go and watch that. And what do you guys think South Park is going to make fun of now? As far as we could tell, there's going to be jokes about P. Diddy and him being arrested. But as far as I could tell, that's pretty much it. There's a trailer out now if you guys want to go see it, but I'll let you guys go figure it out. South Park isn't the only beloved television series releasing a new season, because Phineas and Ferb are coming back for a 5th season. Season 5 of Phineas and Ferb will release on the Disney Channel on June 5th, but then the next day, after June 5th, it will come out on Disney+. The first season, this is the first season for Phineas and Ferb in over 10 years, which is kind of crazy that Phineas and Ferb has been gone for that long. That just means I am extremely old. But that is all the TV show news we have right now. I'm sorry it was so short. There was just not a lot I could find. But to be fair, I was watching Harley Quinn and Oswald most of the time. So I'm sorry. Alright. Now that's it for the corner. I've been Tim Bringer. And bye-bye, everybody. Thank you, Tim. Now, let's move into new manga news. There's a brand new Dragon Ball manga collection coming out with all 519 chapters of the series. Each of the 42 books in the collection, has a double cover to it. Its original cover and a remade cover by the Weekly Shonen Jump mangaka. We got legendary artists such as Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto, Oda, the creator of One Piece, Yabuki, the creator of Black Cat, and Kubo, the creator of Bleach. And so much more artists and creators and storytellers coming over to draw a new cover for Dragon Ball. Some covers, from what I've seen, will have a special message by the artist about how the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, has inspired them and changed their lives. The collection is a pre-order right now on Amazon Japan only. Again, it's only available on Amazon Japan. And it's a pre-order. And the pre-orders are only open until August later this year, but the official release will be February 4th, 2026. Moving on, we have Matt Pat, the beloved YouTuber from the Theory channels, who also co-produced and made a guest appearance on the musical based off an anime, Your Lie, in April, that played in London in East End last year. But now he is an executive producer for the album for the musical of the original recording cast. The album will be released worldwide for you to listen to and enjoy, I believe, later this year. I don't remember exactly when. I believe he said sometime this summer. So I don't have an exact date. I just know it's coming out later this year. Now, a different YouTuber has also been pretty busy. Of course, I'm talking about the legendary Dawko, because he recently got an interview with Evan Lampe from Steel Wolf Studios. Evan is the creative director for the upcoming FNAF game, Secret of the Mimic. In the video Dako made, they talked about how the game will play like, how they also talked about how the game can be played in both VR and in flat mode. Some of the mechanics of the tools you'll be able to use, how the game is different from what they've made before, plus many behind the scenes of the game development, about how long they've been working on the game, along with a few things about Scott Cawthon and their process with working with him. If you want to know more, go watch Dako's video, because what I talked about is just a tiny sliver of what he was able to talk about. The link to Dako's video will be in the description down below. And while you're down there, please leave a comment about your favorite Five Nights at Freddy's character, and maybe give the video a like. Do a like.
Like it.
Yeah, please. Okay. And that's it. That's it for today's news. What do you think is the most memorable news this time around? We hope you have an excellent day, and remember to drink water. Don't drink too much water, though. That's not good.
Drink water.
We hope you enjoyed the news today. Episodes like this are made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.